Hi everyone. I'm here with a hopefully not so long tutorial with my firecracker box printables. Just kind of wanted to sit and do this together. It's so simple. So all you really need is the printables, and you can kind of figure out the rest as you go, or just use the printables and make like little vintage boxes and just tuck them in places or put them on shelves or like whatever. So in the printable kit that was on Wednesday, I think that was released on my Patreon, I had a page that had this little vintage inspired sparkler box. There was a page that was this vintage label rocket firecrackers box. And then the little girl who's gonna blow things up. And then I also had a one with an American lady on it, which says the same thing. And then this, we're gonna quote a tag page. So basically how I handle these things, I make these type of things all the time for like every holiday, all different types of things. I do them in spice tins, I do them in teacups, I do them in all kinds of things. And basically it's a it's not really a diorama, it's like a 3D little collage. It's basically a junk journal page with actual objects, and I just jam them in this thing. So really all you need is the printables, a tape runner or a glue stick would work, or double-sided tape even, and scissors, and that's it. That's really it. Now, we'll start with the tags because I haven't done these yet. I made them so you can fold this in half and cut so that there's a backing to this guy. I was gonna make it the same image as this, but I thought maybe it would be fun to do something different. So you can just fold it however you feel comfortable folding it. If you want to crease one of those boards with the lines, if you want to use one of those, go ahead. If you just want to, doesn't have to be perfect at all. Yeah, and then it's just cut it out. I like to use a lot of different things in these projects. I have a huge stash of stuff that I use. Some things that I use, most things that I use are really inexpensive things. I always leave like a little bit at the bottom so it doesn't come apart. So it's always like together a little bit. So just a little tiny area I always leave together. Yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff that I use for these. Crepe paper is something that I love to use. It's so cheap. You can get these giant rolls at the Dollar Tree. I think it's $1.25 now, but this goes such a long way. You could even put this in a sewing machine and do like a ruffle with it if you want to get super intricate. Sometimes I do that. I make like collage boxes at Christmas, and I usually tuck gift cards in them. So those are definitely, if it's a gift for somebody, I try and make it really special. So crepe paper is something I use. Obviously ribbon would be something you can use. At the end of the Christmas season, I will always buy tinsel, because silver tinsel, any tinsel really, is a surefire way to make something look really vintage. But I feel like the silver is just particularly something that makes something look a little bit more vintagey, more kitschy, more 1950s-ish. So my goal with these little tags, and like I said, I haven't cut one out myself yet, when I think about my printables and when I'm creating my digital kits, I really think about the time it goes into cutting them, because I know that can be tedious. I don't mind it. I kind of like it. But I know that's not for everybody. As I'm getting older, my eyesight kind of is problematic from time to time, and depending on the day I've had, like my hands can kind of be problematic. But this tag is not a great example of a fussy cut friendly situation here. But it has to have like a little spark to it. I didn't want it to be boring. I wanted it to have like a little, you could even, so like to even embellish this tag further, you could, you know, put glue around here and glitter it. Ooh, that would be really good. I'm not going to do that today, but I might make some and do that. All right. So here's one of the tags. There's the back. There's the front. Later on in the process, I'll tape runner these together, but I'm not going to do that just yet in case I have some other ideas. Two come with the printable kit, obviously, because they are printable. If you want to make 20 of these, print out 20 of them. Like you print out as many as you would like to use. I'm just going to go with one today for the sake of time. Now on to the box. Same thing. I'm just going to cut around, and I'm going to, when I assembled my first one, I did score the lines where the folds are. It just keeps it a little neater. I prefer it that way. It just makes it easier for me. If that's not something you want to do, or you have the tools to do, or you're really good at just doing it, go ahead, by all means, go ahead and do it. This is a little simpler to cut out. I realized when I make videos, I just did some haul videos where I videoed some Happy Mail that Stephanie sent me and that Bevan sent me. My tongue was out like during the whole thing. I was like sitting there like an idiot, like looking at things with my tongue out. So now I catch myself doing it all the time, and I said to my husband, "Do I do that a lot?" He's like, "Yeah." It just must be when I'm thinking. So I must think a lot. But I noticed it when I watched it back. I was like, why is my tongue out like all the time? Yep, there it is. There, do you see? So real simple. I'm just, right now, you're just going to cut around the outside edges. That's it. These little guys are the biggest pain in the rear, but not even that bad. I was thinking, because I have had a lot of new free people, like a lot of new subscribers on, I don't know, are they called subscribers? A lot of new patrons. There we go. A lot of new patrons on Patreon on the free tier sign up over the past couple days, which is awesome. So I'm thinking I'm going to make the printables for these free for everyone for Free Friday, Freebie Friday. And the other thing that I have coming out tomorrow for Freebie Friday is our pet printable with all of our the images of all of our pets. And so those won't be relevant to everybody. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just make these free for everybody. And that way everyone can kind of watch this, craft along if they want. All right. Thanks for watching me fussy cut that. So there you go. If you wanted to, Now would be the stage if you wanted to add a backing to this. If you're going to be clipping the top off like I did in this particular one, and you can see inside, or you think you want to be able to see inside, you might want to back this. Now would be the time also that if you want to see inside or place things inside, that you just go ahead and this top line, we're just gonna cut that. This is only if you want for the top and the bottom to close, which just depends how, like, what you're doing with them. So for my purpose, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut along that line. And that also makes folding really easy. Because now we just have to score along these lines. My scoreboard is under a bunch of stuff. So I should probably have a ruler. But it would be embarrassing for you to watch me dig through all of my things to find my ruler. So I am just going to eyeball this. And it's really that simple. I don't know if you can see the score lines. You don't need the board. It's just something that I have had for a long time and I use. So I'm just going ahead and I'm just folding these along those score lines. And so I tuck the small tabs in and down. That's going like that. And this little guy is going to tuck like, oh, I'm a little off here. See, maybe that's why I need the score. Maybe that's why I need a board. There we go. So it's really that simple. So I kind of do that. I mock it up first. And then I'm just going to, this could be a glue stick, this could be double-sided actual tape, this could be hot glue, this could be regular glue, this could be whatever glue you have. I'm just going to take a tape runner here and go over this little lip. It's so simple. And then that's perfect. And then, I'm a little off. I should have used my board. There we go. So I like to get in there and press that down nice once it's positioned where it needs to be. I feel like there's also a little lip here. I'm just going to trim that a little. Okay, so now I'm just tucking those small tabs in and I'm placing that down. So I will put a tape runner, again, glue stick, tape runner, whatever you have along that edge. And bam. Because this has an open top, I can get in there and like press that down so it stays. I do find that tape runners are really, this is like a really quick project with a tape runner. And there. Look how cute. It's just a little paper box right now. So it's so cute. Oh, I like this one. This one, on your printables, it will be this size. It'll be like a little smaller, almost like a juice box size. This one was a little too big for my liking, so I sized it down a little bit. All right, well now comes the really fun part. You can stop here, or you can add some embellishments to it. The tag from earlier, I was thinking could like go in the top here, kind of like this. And then like I'm gonna fill things in around it. So the things that I use to fill in, like I said, I have all different kinds of things. I have crepe paper from the Dollar Tree. I have vintage crepe paper from the thrift store. I have a flash card, which is too big, but I can easily cut it down and like stick that in there somehow. I have trim if I wanted to trim out the edge. This is actual trim, but these were included in the Patriotic Ephemera Digital set from Monday as a paper form. So you could use that page in this very easily. So any of those things you could also use in this. So this little trim was used and is in that kit. And I believe these were as well. And this one. This one's like for real from the 1950s. So I don't really want to use that in this, but like you have all these in digital form if you subscribe or if you're a patron. So print those out and use them. I think I even have this guy in paper form. I think they're on page 2 of the printable. Some other things. If you have any red, white, and blue ephemera laying around or things from your swaps that are red, white, and blue, like maybe they would be fun used somehow. I said the flash card. I have some sparkly pipe cleaners and PomPoms. These particular ones are from Walmart. They were, I think, like $1 for each of them. So super, super economical. And another thing that I had in mind was these are just bubble wands from bubble necklaces from the party favor aisle at Target. I think it's like $3.99 for a pack of 12. So I was thinking I could even tuck one of those. Obviously I emptied this. And you could like even tuck one of those in there, which I think would be really cute. So more trim. I have more trim. So basically, you can just stuff this. Just get some packing paper that you have from packages that you probably never get, do you? No one has packing paper. So yeah, I like to stuff that first and just fill that up. And then I'm probably gonna add this guy. I'm probably gonna like tuck him in there like that. And then typically what I do next, this is the point where I will either line this around like the top, kind of like a collar or a ruffle, or I will fill the base with these. I think I'm going to fill the top with a little bit of tinsel and see where that takes me. Like, come on, you don't really need a lot. It's not a super serious thing. So, and plus, like with the fireworks theme, if you want to, you can glue this down. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Yeah, so I think I am going to go ahead at this point and tape these together. I didn't know if I was going to put some stuff on the inside of it. All right. This is where like I don't want to press it down before I have them lined up perfectly. And that's kind of just what happened. So maybe oh no, that's easy. Okay, I was gonna say maybe my logic was flawed with that. So now it's not gonna flop around. So I'm just gonna take that and like tuck it in here. Cute, right? All right. Something else you could do at this point also, if you are putting something, if you're putting something heavy in here, or you're doing something like I'm kind of doing now where it might not be sitting completely flush, is you could always put like a little piece of cardboard in the bottom and on the top. I don't know if I'm just, there we go. Again, this is just leftover packaging. After I film this, I'm going to open up Girly's swap box for you guys. Full disclosure, I already opened it. And I cried because the amount of stuff in there and the amount of like things that she put in there that I love so much was amazing to me. I was like, oh. But if you see me wearing this dress again in another video, please know that I filmed them on the same day. I'm getting there, so I'm just cutting this to size. I eyeball things sometimes. Okay, so see? You could say, one could say is, why didn't you leave the top on? I just don't like the way that looks. I don't like, I like it set down in a little bit, so I don't want it like all jammed on top of the thing. This might also be like a really cute idea for you to glue this on. Oh, I see what my problem is here. That's popping out. This would also be like a really cute idea to maybe set it on I'm sorry, you can't see that. Set it on like a base. I might do that actually. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because that's really cute. This is why I'm no good at tutorials at all, because I just keep changing my mind. I have a hot glue gun back here ready to go. I'm just gonna, that can be any type of glue really. It's just tinsel and it's just to hold it in place lightly. Like so. Okay. Now, where I need more glue sticks. There they are. Now we can decide what we really want to go in here. You could even kind of just, I mean, that's kind of cute. You could even just like leave it like that. I am going to do, I liked these palms, these little pom-poms in there. And also the pipe cleaners. I cut them in half and you just go like that to make a curly Q. That's all you do. And you can stick these down in there. Like that's really cute. You could line. Like everyone's could be completely different, all from the same kit. And I think that's really the fun thing about this is all of the same elements, like every single one of the same, you can use all the same stuff. 20 people could use all the same stuff and they're all gonna be completely different. And I think that that is amazing. So I'm just kind of tucking these in. Oh, you're cute. And then I have these little pom-poms. So I think I'm gonna stick, well, I don't know what color to go with here. I think I'm gonna go with blue. Maybe I'll go with red, I don't know. I think I like that. Oh, should I go with the white since I already have? The white looks a little too Christmas for me. I'm wondering if I should go with a star. And I'm wondering, I wish there were more like 4th of July type ornaments around. I even have these. So again, pipe cleaner cut in half and curly cued. That's all that is. So cheap. I used 3 pipe cleaners for the whole thing. I'm just playing around. I don't really like the way that looks, so I'm probably not going to do that. I kind of want that spout to be like surrounded by the tinsel. How do I do that? Can I cut through this? Probably not. This is why my scissors are all a mess. Oh, I can. So you can cut through those like real easy. Okay. And then it's going to sit down in there really nicely. Perfect. All right. That's why all my scissors are dull. So I will put a little bit of glue around there. And just stick this down in. I'm sorry, you probably can't see what I'm doing at all. Oh, that's cute. And then I'm also going to need to make sure that that is secure on this side. That's one thing about junk journaling that I love hot glue. And I know I can use it whenever I want. I just feel like hot glue is so fast and so easy. And like, I hate when things are not, I hate when glue doesn't dry fast. I hate when things are so permanent that like I can't redo something. And like hot glue, although it's pretty permanent, it's not like a huge deal. Oh, I lost a soldier. Okay, I need something else. I think I'm going to maybe print out like a little American flag and stick there. Or maybe I'll just do one of my pom-poms. What I am going to do is I am going to attach it to this flashcard for funsies. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue the entire bottom. I'm just gonna like kind of catty corner that on there. And then I can add, like, if I find like a little figurine or something at the thrift store, I can add that. Like, look how cute. So cute. It's like a junk journal page come to life. Now might be the time for the white. Ugh, I'm so non-committal on this. Maybe I'll stick with the blue. Should I stick with the blue? No, I can't. It's too much blue. Yeah, this probably isn't very fun to watch, so I'm going to pick a color here, and I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to commit to it. And I think it's going to be red. Yes, we'll do red. We will do the red. I would really like to see one of these done in like pinks. I think that would be so cute. I'm just jamming these pipe cleaners, y'all. I'm just trying to figure out where I want them and how I want them to look. And I want a smaller version of the red. I think that's my issue. It's a big one. Is this a small guy? Yep, boop. He's gonna be cute. You could go ahead and distress the edges of this box with like an ink, like a sepia toned ink. You could do, I mean, you could do a lot of different things, a lot. And that's why these are so fun. Yeah, I like this. I think this is going to be good for now. And then I'm going to put some tinsel around the bottom. I think I'm going to do the silver tinsel. Don't these remind you a little bit of like a putz house, like at Christmas. So I'm just kind of measuring how long that needs to be. And again, I need like an Uncle Sam hat. Oh my God. This is like never ending of all the things I would like to have on this little card. But that's the thing, I can add to it. I can find something, I can add to it. I'm not gonna buy a thing for this other than these pipe cleaners that I bought. I'm just not. I'm just sticking that around the base just to give it a little extra. If I wanted to, I could go back in with more tinsel, like around the base. I think would be really cute. This is the thing with these things. You have got to go big. Like the more you do, the better it's going to look. The less you do, it looks a little, I don't want to say contrived, but it looks a little not full enough. Like I'm not sure you could overdo these things. I do these at Easter with spice tins and like Jello molds. I do them at Christmas with spice tins and teacups, like I said, Halloween. I can always find like vintage little ornaments and stuff at the thrift store for super cheap that I keep on hand for this type stuff. Do we see this? Do we see how this is coming along? Another thing you could do, which I'm gonna call this done for right now. But another thing that you could do is you could get like a toilet paper roll and cut that down and cover that in crepe paper and make that look like a little TNT situation. I'm wondering, oh yeah, see, I could even take this other box. I'm gonna do that. I could do this, what am I at? I'm at 32 minutes. Like I could do this, I could sit here and mess around with this thing for another hour. Easy, easy. They're addicting and they're so cheap and they're so fun that I did a little messy. Are we seeing? Now, what do we want to do? We need one more thing here. What's that going to be, guys? Someone tell me. Somebody tell me what needs to be in front. Should I hold off to see if I can find something cool, or do I just go for it now? I don't think I have anything. I keep looking over here. Over here is where I have like all my things. All of the things. And I don't think I have anything. With my tongue out. You can comment below if you saw me stick my tongue out. This is kind of what I was talking about with the ruffle. So if earlier I mentioned that you could take your crepe paper and you can sew it. So and to make a ruffle, and when you do that, you would just, on your sewing machine, if you have a basic sewing machine, it's just a straight stitch, and you want to increase the length of the stitch. And you just run it right down the middle, and you can pull on it very, very gently, because this is paper, it will rip, and it'll just gather it slightly. Or you can go ahead and just ruffle it like this, like by hand, and don't worry about it. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to do something along the bottom here as like my third piece. But the thing is I'm not certain I'm going to be able to see it. So this is what might happen. This would be a great place. I wish I had my digitals printed, because I think what I would do is I would take the picture of Dolores and William and I would put it right here. Actually, I'm gonna do that. So please hold. I'm going to pause this and I'm gonna come back with the printable, and I think I'm gonna do that. We'll see how it looks. Please hold. I'm back. So I printed out the picture of William and Dolores. For those of you who are watching this with no context, my digital ephemera kit this week was full of military paperwork and photos and postcards and all kinds of stuff. And it was from the owners of my home, obviously before we bought the house. There was a big box left in our attic of all of their family photos, every graduation program, every report card, every military bit of paperwork. When I mean boxes of photographs, I mean boxes of photographs. And this one that I included is of William and Dolores. They lived in this home for many years. And I can seriously, she didn't die here or anything, but I can really feel her in this home. And looking at some of the pictures, like we kind of have a very similar decorating style. I have my furniture laid out almost the exact same way she had hers laid out. I use the same colors. I was just really sad. We made a lot of attempts. I made a lot of attempts to get those things back to a family member, and no one reached back out to me to retrieve them. And that shattered my heart, because their whole lives were in this box. So I incorporate photos of them throughout the holidays usually. Usually there's something of Dolores in the house. She had handwritten notes pasted on the back of every cabinet door, and I kept all of them. Some of them are still in the place where you could probably have sized this down if you really wanted. I think I'm gonna do, yeah. So that set was special to me because listen, I don't know why no one wanted Dolores' stuff. Maybe Dolores had too much stuff, to be fair. Like, I'm sure that there are legitimate reasons as to why maybe they did not want these things. It just made me sad. But what are you gonna do? All I can do, I didn't know her. So maybe she was a jerk. Maybe. I don't know. But I didn't know her, so she wasn't a jerk to me. So I'm just trimming around this photo as best I can. And then I think it would work best as a flat bottom. Really simple, right? And then I think I'm just gonna stick them right there. I wonder if they'll just stay like that with hot glue. Try it. It might not be the neatest, but I can cover that up with tinsel. I could have also folded the bottom over, which would have been the better idea to do. Yeah. And that's the wonderful thing about hot glue. I just pick it up before it dries and I make a different decision. And I can make a better decision, I should say. Do the next best thing. You can't even see what I'm doing. I'm the worst. This is my first one. I'll get better, I promise. So there we go. I'm just sticking her on there. Cute, right? I love that. I love that for Dolores. She's a 4th of July queen. That was their wedding day. This photo is of their wedding day. And now, because I can't stop, won't stop, and I probably should have done this before I pasted this down, I'm going to pleat this crepe paper into like a little fan. And I'm going to tuck that behind their photo. See, like this. And I definitely should have done it before I pasted or before I glued them down. I just don't want to rip her out again. But I can just fold it down like that. Do you guys like to use hot glue? Is that like a... Do you like it? Do you hate it? Some people really hate it. I don't. I love it. Oh, yes. Yes. Now it's coming together. So all I did was I hot glued. I made that little fan of crepe paper and I hot glued it. Then I'll go through and get all my stringies off. But look, isn't that cute? Do I do more at the top? Like, do I do more on this side? I'm gonna leave her for now. Or am I? No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm definitely gonna leave it. Yeah, so here it is. I think this is super fun. Yeah. I mean, you could do a million different things with this thing, right? I love it. I'm gonna call it done for now until I think of something else. I'll let you know if I think of something else. But there she is. I love this. It is not at all what I expected it to be. I was just going to do this little box part. I started out with no intention of the flashcard base, the tinsel, adding the additional box, or adding the photo. But that's kind of the fun thing about it, is once you start, your brain starts going. And like I said, we all have the same materials to do it, and every single person's is gonna look completely different. So there we go. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'm sorry this was so chatty. I hope you like that though. And I'll figure out a situation where you can see what I'm doing a little better. But did you even need to see? Like, you guys can do that. That's perfectly, there's nothing complicated. There was nothing you really needed to see, in my opinion. So I love it. Perfect. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.